What's up, everyone? It's Taco here with Your Voice Media, and today I'm talking to the stars of Howard High, Marques, Houston, and Chrissy Stokes. And listen, folks are going to be stoked to see you guys do your thing in this film. Now, my first question is for you, Marques. Now, you're back at it again with a new dance film. I feel like dance can never escape you. We have Howard High. You've done Battlefield America, which is a great one. And of course, the classic phenomenon, You Got Served, which, you make a nice small reference for those who are going to watch the film in the film. Now, what is it about dance films that draw you in? And what was it about Howard High that made you say yes?
Well, dance films, I love them because, I grew up dancing. I grew up in a musical background of singing, dancing. It's been me since I was little. Even before I got into the industry, I would, dance around the house and sing and stuff like that. So I think when come to Howard High, Chris Stokes, that's my business partner. We have footage films together. We really, really wanted to do a musical because we both come from music backgrounds and we both love musicals. So we were like, let's do an original musical that, something kind of like You Got Served, or something that no one's ever seen before. And Howard High started off as a miniseries, which was super, super duper successful. Thank you to everybody out there. And it caught the attention of the Fox and Tubi executives who reached out to us and asked us, could we do a Howard High movie? So we were like, yes, of course we can do a Howard High movie, which brings us to this Howard High film. So, as writer and producer, I really felt like it was important to tell an authentic story where the characters could be powerful and the dialogue was powerful and it was touching and it was emotional and it was realistic, but also the music played just as important of a role in this film, the music and the dance element. So that's where we are now with Howard High.
It sure did. Now, this past week, You Got Served recently celebrated 17 years on January 30th. Right, okay? 17 years ago, the classic phenomenon came to our movie screens and has become a cult classic ever since. Now, did you know the classic movie would be a classic like how it is and still be talked about till this day? Because there's memes, people remember the lines. I have like a few lines that I remember all the time. I'm sure, Chris, you've seen the film, so you have some lines that you think about too. So did you know it would be this big like how it is? And a quick follow-up, would you do a number 2?
Well, first, to answer the first question, no, we didn't expect that this would be this big. Chris had an idea that he wanted to incorporate because he had done so many music videos, and we had all immature B2K. We had big high energy dance videos, the Michael Jackson era and the Janet Jackson era. That's where we come from. MC Hammer, these big productions. So what he wanted to do with You Got Served is he wanted to take the intensity and that battle element and merge that with like high energy dance routines. And he wanted to showcase the importance of dance back in that day, and what that meant to our culture. And so no, to answer your question, we didn't think it was going to be that big. We were so excited to just be able to make a movie that we could actually showcase our dancing. And it ended up being just this huge movie that just kind of revolutionized the way everyone in the world looks at dance. That spawned off movies and other movies and other dance shows and everything, coming from this one movie that we did. And, it's just such a blessing to be a part of that. And I think the same goes for Howard High. I think this is that kind of same take on a musical. And I think that people are going to be very, very shocked and impressed in how well you get that music element within a movie and that musical dance element within this movie.
I love that. So we won't probably get a You Got Served 2, is what you're telling us.
I don't know. Sometimes you got to just leave those classics alone.
Right.
But you never know.
You don't have to movie executives that, because I feel like they keep touching things and we just need to make some new stuff.
They might. We just gotta see. You never know what's gonna hold.
You never know what will happen.
Yeah,
that's the crazy thing about this industry.
Exactly. Yeah. What is some of like, and Chris, you can answer this too. Do you have any like favorite lines from You Guys that you think about like that kind of like resonate with you or that you always thought was funny? Because I have one that I would say. First of all, rest in peace to Esther Scott.
Yes,
the grandmother in the film. But I think one thing that me and my friends always say is, come help an old woman to her car. her knees so swollen, feels like I'm walking on water. Like that's a funny one. Or Megan Good, I like too, where she says, my name is beautiful with 2 L's. Like
Yeah,
there's so many.
yeah.
So what's some of your favorite lines from there, Chrissy and Marques?
Can't think of none right now. And you know what's crazy? As I've seen that movie so many times.
I would think one of my favorite lines and moments is Esther when she says my full name, which is Elgin Eugene Barrett Smith
Yeah,
III.
the
Or
third.
Elgin Barrett Eugene Smith III, which Barrett is actually my real middle name. So I think that's one of my classic favorite lines.
I love that. Now this
Or when you was in the hospital and you was like, we was boys. That's the only part I could think of.
Okay.
We was
You
supposed to
I
be
like
boys.
that.
cadence too, Chrissy. We was boys.
And you was with my sister?
Right.
We were supposed to be boys. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Now, Chrissy, you're leading in this film, which is also produced by your pops as well. Now, how was it working with your father on set? And did it feel like normal father-daughter moments? Or was he like, no, don't do this? Or like, was he seeing you as an actress? Like, how was that for you?
I feel like he goes even harder on me than everybody else. Maybe because he is my dad. So he'd be like, you could have did that way better. For the most part, he does treat me like everybody else. There's a couple of times though where I will see the father come out, and that's only if we're like goofing off during the scene. Like he'll be like, Chrissy, and I'll be like, oh no, that's like my dad's. That's my dad. That ain't the director. He's telling me to stop goofing off so we can get this scene done. So I feel like he goes between both, but he's good at keeping business though.
I love that. Now, the film reminded me of like a mix between Grease and like High School Musical, which like I think is like a great balance. Why do you both think the film was better suited as a musical instead of a standard film? And let's start with you, Chrissy.
I feel like Howard High could have went both ways, but I think that it's dope because I feel like the music, Mark has even said this before, like the music tells a story.
Yeah.
Just as much as the dialogue. So I feel like I feel like for one, there is no Black musicals like that right now, especially out right now. So I just feel like it's just something that was needed. I feel like the musical aspect just takes it to another level than it just being like a standard film. Maybe it wouldn't have stood out as much if it was a standard film. I think it was meant to be a musical for sure.
Yeah.
Marques?
Absolutely. From a writer creator standpoint of the film, it needed to be a musical because it needed to speak volumes, and it needed to allow people to feel. You know, sometimes when you watch a movie, there's a ton of emotion in it, and you can feel it, and it's great. And I love movies. I'm a movie buff. I've watched over millions of movies. You know, I watch a movie all day long. But something about a musical, something about when when you can feel the song as well as you can feel the intensity and the lines and the dialogue, and you break into that song and it's seamless. It's just something about that speaks volumes. And I think that's why Howard High needed to be a musical, because it needed to separate itself from other movies like that you have those, like the Coach Carters, or you have the Lean On, and movies that are really, you know, those strong films that you remember growing up. But then also you add that musical element to it, and then you get the dance and performance element of You Got Served, and you get the other elements of like you said, Grease, or, you know, Hairspray and The Wiz and stuff like that. So I think all of those elements are what make Howard High so unique.
And then I wanted to say another thing, like Mark always says too, music is like a universal language, so anybody can connect to a song. You could literally be in like Mexico and a song comes on and you don't know what they're talking about, and you'll still be dancing.
But you'll still be bumping.
Yeah. You're like, okay, this is dope.
Yeah, so I feel like anybody like in any part of the world can relate to music.
Yes.
I agree. Now, for the both of you, what was the best part of filming the movie, and what was the challenge that you faced? I'm gonna start with you, Marques.
I think the best part for me filming was being able to perform with Keith Sweat, you know, doing our performance. Because Keith Sweat to me is a legend, and he's somebody that I grew up watching and grew up listening to. And, you know, he plays my mentor in the film. But but he's also a mentor to me, kind of, as an artist as well. What he's done for the R&B game and just music, period. So that was like a highlight for me. And
And you
I
have a
think,
song together too in the film as well.
yes, we do. May the best man win. And I think the challenging part for me was being a writer, producer, and an executive, and then also having to switch back and forth from actor to, everybody's like, oh, what's going this, that, and because films, film sets are chaotic. Like everything is just always chaotic, always. So having to deal with all of that and then having to try to focus on your lines and really focus on the character Michael Kirsch, that was the challenging part for me.
Chrissy?
The main part that I would say that I loved is, I guess, the lifelong friendships that I've developed with a lot of the cast. Anthony, Keita, Lindsay, Neek, the list goes on. Hannah, Tay Rhodes. We got so close in filming this because we were doing long rehearsals and long days on set. So we developed a lifelong friendship that I'll always love and treasure. And the challenges for me was all that choreography. Your girl was struggling. I'm not even gonna sit here.
You was getting it. You was getting it in a couple of scenes. I've seen you. You was getting it in.
Thank you. I was busting a sweat. Like my wig was about to come off. It was that deep.
Not the wig.
Why you say not the wig?
Not the wig. Well, you are.
It was a struggle.
You're multi-talented though, because apparently you also have experience as a production designer as well. So being on set, you as an actress, because you're not in that kind of role, was it kind of hard for you? Because did you see some things on the production design side were just like, that's not right. Let's change that. Or was you more like, I'm gonna stay in my place this time and be in actress mode? Like, how was that for you?
I did stay in my place, but I do have a love for behind the scenes just as much as I do for being in front of the scenes. So I'm passionate about both ends, because if it wasn't for the behind the scenes, then it wouldn't be pretty in front of the camera. Right. So I didn't really pay attention. I just focused because I had a lot of lines.
Yeah.
And I was trying to just focus on that. And I had a lot of choreography. So my brain couldn't even think to focus on what was going on in the back. I was like, I was over here, like, I was like just trying to hold on for dear life and make sure I had my line straight.
Well, you held on tight and you had it all the way together because it was a great film. Now,
thank you,
Marques. In the film, Chrissy's character battles with wanting to be a writer or a singer. Now, recently, Shad Moss, who many know him as Bow Wow, reveals he wished he didn't pursue music and just stuck to acting. As a multi-layered, talented individual like yourself, do you ever think to yourself and regret having a musical career, or do you wish that you may have chose one or the other?
I don't regret any of my decisions as far as my career choice. I felt like if it wasn't for music, it wouldn't have given me the opportunity to get into acting or get into producing and writing. I feel like my career has gone exactly how it's supposed to go. And I just thank God every day that I was blessed enough to just continue to still be doing what I love, here, 30 something years later, and still be successful at it, and still now get the chance and the opportunity. And thankful to Tubi and Fox for giving Chris and I the opportunity to tell our stories and to really incorporate, our culture within our films that we write and produce and he directs. So, I'm appreciative of everything in my career, but I don't like one more than the other. It all goes together. It's all entertainment to me.
Right. And that makes you who you are today. So I love that. Now, speaking of musical careers, you have, apparently been in the studio lately because we may possibly hear something new. Or is there new music coming, Marques? Can we expect something to drop?
You never know. Gotta wait and see.
Okay. See, now you got me stumped. Okay. Well, hopefully we get to see some music from you. Now, to wrap up here, Chrissy, so in the film, your character learns a lot from her father, who helps her in distress. Is there anything you learned from your father in terms of being within the business that stuck with you?
I guess just because people say no doesn't mean you gotta give up. You'll get no's sometimes, and you'll get a yes sometimes. But when you get the no, don't let it overtake you.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, for both of you, why should fans watch Howard High the movie?
Because it's free and it's on Tubi. But
Make sure you go watch
really,
Howard High.
it really is a great film, and it speaks to all generations. And I think this kind of film is needed right now, especially where the world is. You know, so many things there's so much turmoil and so much negativity. This is a positive, uplifting film that's going to make you feel good. And I think that's really, really key. And that's why you should watch Howard High.
Okay. And to end it off, Chrissy, anything want to add to that?
Man, just watch Howard High for free on Tubi. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Come on, bars. Hey, yo, add it to the album, Marques. Listen, thank y'all so much for chatting with Yours Media today. I'm Ty Cole. Make sure y'all go and watch for free on Tubi Howard High the movie. Oh wow, that kind of rhymes.
Ooh, okay.
yeah.
You know what?
I'm gonna call
Add
you.
it to the album too. Thank y'all so much.
All right.